Guaranteed. Learn more and find your nearest location at jacksonhewitt.com.
Did you know running your dishwasher every night with Cascade Platinum actually saves water?
Saving water smarter with the dishwasher.
It's true. An Energy Star certified dishwasher with Cascade Platinum uses only 4 gallons of water per cycle, while a running sink uses that every 2 minutes. Every load saves water.
Saving water smarter with the dishwasher.
So do it every night. Run your dishwasher with Cascade Platinum, the surprising way to
save water.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
In sports, 3 goals is a hat trick. And when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get a hat trick of great savings and round-the-clock protection. So you might be thinking, wait, that's 2 things. A hat trick is 3. But in this metaphor, great savings counts as 2 goals, and so does round-the-clock protection. So it's like 4 goals, and that's more than 3. It's basic math.
Forced Metaphors, presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
South Jersey's play-by-play home for the Eagles,
touchdown,
Sixers,
touchdown,
and Flyers.
Oh, big save by Carter Hart.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
The following program is paid for, and the opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Ron Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schweim.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schweim.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, and Brad Quast on a Super Bowl Sunday morning here in South Jersey. And a little snow coming down, a little inclement weather, but it's February, and the PT and Brad Quast are in the house.
I didn't see a lot of snow. You saw
No,
there was no snow.
I got snow on the ground up in Collins.
What the hell are you talking about? We didn't have any snow.
A little snow. Hey, but how beautiful was it the last couple days only to have it snow
50,
today?
55, 60?
It got warm, didn't it?
People on the boardwalk riding their bike.
Can I tell a story real quick?
You always tell a
I
story.
bet my girl's probably listening. She could kill me for this. But one time we were driving out of our complex, and she got really excited about what was going on the radio. And we were listening to, Merrill Reese or something like that.
This is Merrill Reese.
Right? So she said, and I quote, right? She said, I just love when he gets all excited when he's announcing. And I said, oh, yeah? What's that? And she says, the 45, the 50, the 55, the 60. I love you, honey. In advance of Valentine's Day, I love you, dear.
Valentine's Day
I know.
is
What'd you get?
tomorrow, man.
I know.
My
Is it tomorrow?
daughter's my Valentine. Like the Doopy-Doo is my Valentine. We got the Q, man. We got to get him up on the StreamYard because
We're
Q,
getting there. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my. Here he is.
I'm in. You're in the show.
He was drafted by the New York Jets.
Yeah, I had to break out the Jets
and you
uniform.
have your Jets uni on.
I do.
Now, do you know how to take off your Niall Kinnick background?
Yeah.
You know how to do that?
Yeah.
Because then your Jets jersey might actually show up a little better.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's a TV thing.
That's
I
all
mean,
right.
right now you look like, later on NBC's Amazing Stories.
Yeah, but I like the Kinnick Stadium in the background.
And he disappears every once in a while.
It's like Billy and I are on LSD or something
We're
like that.
streaming live on my YouTube channel, The Locker with Billy Schweim, and then my Facebook page, Billy Schweim.
Okay,
now,
that
Q,
makes
if you're
sense.
looking at the stream, Q's got his New York Jets jersey on.
Is that your number, 52?
Yeah.
That's what you were?
Yeah.
Wait, now let me ask you an honest question. Is your name on the back of that jersey?
Yeah. Quast.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that great?
So full disclosure. So when you wear that,
I don't wear them. I just
okay,
I just wore it today.
Because that was going to be my question. When you wear that, do you have to suffer through people going, who the hell's Quast?
Right?
Yeah,
yeah. So I don't wear it.
Yeah.
You wear this, and then I got an Eagles one they give you when you go to an event or something. And
you wore that just because you're in the locker room.
Yeah, I just wore today.
You wouldn't wear that out.
No, I'm not one of those.
How you
guys.
feeling today, Q?
Well,
that's a loaded question.
Yeah, we
move to strike counselor. That is out of order.
We went to Philly with friends last night and they're from
Enjoyed the
they're from
Sacramento.
South Philly, and it was like, oh my god.
I had to babysit my 101-year-old mother.
Oh, we had a good
watched
time.
the Sixers game last night. By the way, great basketball.
It
I know
was.
Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to get into it today a little bit. We got to talk Sixers with PT because we got to get his take on everything. Brad, you and I talked
a little bit about it yesterday.
We didn't
But
really-
that was before Joel did what Joel did.
Yeah, I can't believe this. The guy's a monster. And you know what? Because they beat Cleveland Cavaliers last night.
That was a good
103-93.
statement game, yes.
You know, they at one point, I think at the beginning of the game, they were like shooting 100% from from the three line. I think their first couple threes were made. It was 100%. That was funny.
All right, I stink at math, but 11 for 22 from the field is 50%.
Yeah,
Even I can figure that out.
pretty good.
No,
40 points for Embiid. He was 14 of 15 from the line, 4 from 5 beyond the arc. He had his triple-double. That was 40 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals. I mean, it's the 4th career triple-double for the guy, and it's his first season with multiple triple-doubles. And then, of course, anytime you're bringing in Wilt Chamberlain Billy, into the conversation, then
triple-double.
You're having a pretty historic game.
So the Sixers win last night. Villanova played really well last night. They beat Seton Hall 73-67, but it was a really close game down the stretch. But the Villanova Wildcats, man,
I love Jay. Jay, he's just such a good guy. They do a nice job with the talent they
I
have.
love when you go off because you're trying to get like your newspaper and you sort of stumble into a fact like, oh, I got to get the paper. For
Come on, man. It's between me and you.
We should give you a headset that goes where you go. To really, truly be Billy Schweim on the radio, you need the microphone has to be attached to your head.
I just wanted to adjust something there.
What were you adjusting?
I'm not going to give away all my secrets.
It's not 10:15 yet.
Chris Archidiakono hit a three down the stretch that really.
Say that again. The name again.
Chris Archidiakono.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
He hit a shot down the stretch. But this Justin Moore, he's got ice water running through his veins. He's like 85% from the line. But in a big situation with it, that Wells Fargo Center was electric yesterday. I really enjoyed watching the second half of that Villanova game.
That's one of those ones, Billy, where like you want to enjoy South Philly. Like you want to maybe, hit up a little double there. You go and do the college game, you bounce over to maybe Xfinity Live, you have a couple Shastas and Pops, then you're feeling pretty good. You go back, you watch the little Villanova.
There's nothing
vice
better.
versa. You go back and watch
There's
the
nothing
Sixers.
better than March Madness.
No,
that's
well, that's
real deal.
like
March Madness
like
is
the
great.
sports
They play
book in Siglieri said
Thursday,
yesterday.
the Saturday, the Sunday.
I like the first 2 days where it's just wall to wall.
Yeah.
I got another one. Men used to schedule their procedure around the March Madness so they could lay on the couch with the peas on their privates so that they could. Well, now
peas on their privates.
Now medicine has gotten better, right? And the surgery's all like done
And
by
then,
like
then the pools, everyone 1 against 18, and then the playing games.
And I know you always get the upset.
Upsets,
Everybody's rooting for the underdog in most cases.
Yep.
But what's good about this Villanova Wildcats team is their balanced scoring. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, 5 starters in double figures. 10, 16,
no one's
balanced scoring. That's how you win.
That's how you win games on the stretch.
I'll tell you what, man.
You mentioned Moore. Did you mention Gillespie too? I mean, that's really the that's the Bert and Ernie of the two guys. There,
he is one thing about Gillespie. He exudes leadership on that court. You can feel, but he also spreads the ball around. He gets he's such a great passer. I noticed during the game that he got the ball to the right guy in the open man for a clean look.
That's important
every time, man.
Yeah, that's important.
So we'll have Mike Carlin's going to check in at 11:30 today with his basketball Sixers and Villanova report. Of course, we have we're going to walk our version of Radio Row Q.
Is there anything other than playing in the Super Bowl?
There's nothing
else
in the Super Bowl. So yesterday we had Andre Collins from Cinnamons in New Jersey, Penn State product, and he won a Super Bowl with the Washington football team, which is now the Commanders.
The Commanders.
Well, when he played, it was the Redskins.
That's a Jeep.
It was the Redskins.
Yeah, that's
the Commanders is a Jeep.
And today we're going to speak with Paulsboro native Isaac Redman, who played for the Pittsburgh Steelers in Super Bowl, I believe, 45.
You sure you don't want to look that up?
I wrote my article.
I think you're right.
45?
I don't know. I mean,
but Pete, you know, Brad,
it's
I
like
said,
busting your
Brad,
stones.
you are. You're breaking my stones today.
Of course. It's
You have to do that.
Listen, yesterday, Q and I talked about, Pete, can you believe it's Super Bowl 56 already?
Yeah. I mean, look at the hat I'm wearing on the StreamYard. I mean, it's a little weathered like me, and I wore the absolute HE double hockey sticks out of this hat when I came back from Minneapolis that year. I'm wearing a Super Bowl 52 hat, by the
52,
way.
okay.
LII, right? That would be the one where the Eagles ran Philly. That would be the one where it was so cold. I was hearing stories last night about people who were in Minneapolis and their phones, like they couldn't get the Uber because their phones were frozen up. And then they had like these outdoor torches and stuff just to try and like warm your hands. And people were all using them to hold their phones up to try and pull their damn phone out so the Uber could come.
It should. I know they throw a carrot to the teams.
It should always be in a warm place.
Absolutely, it should be
exactly
in 5 places.
what
It should be a vacation destination.
Ooh, that's a good question. Where are the 5 places that the Super Bowl should always be?
Okay, so Arizona,
all right,
California,
yep,
Florida,
yep.
Dallas, Texas. You know the weather's.
Well, that's the only way they're going to host a Super Bowl.
I agree with that.
There you go. There's the
Did you say New Orleans too?
New Orleans.
Oh,
I went to the Super Bowl in New Orleans. I've been to.
And you made it out alive. You went to the
it's
Super Bowl
great.
in New Orleans.
Parties are nuts.
Working for U.S. Airways for all the years, I worked there for 25 years, and I've been everywhere. The only two cities that I have.
You've never been to New Orleans.
The only 2 cities that I've never been to, and I've traveled everywhere often. Seattle and New Orleans. It's just never made it.
I've never been to Seattle.
Just never made it.
Yeah, New Orleans. You haven't
We're
been to New
over
Orleans?
20.
On Bourbon Street?
I've never been to Seattle as well.
Oh, wow.
Bourbon Street, Billy. If you're
Yeah.
you could be like 14 and you'd get served. I mean, like if you're tall enough to reach the bar,
I went down.
they're going to give you a
I've been down to
beverage.
a couple of Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras are
I
crazy.
just never made it.
Crazy.
All right, so we got a great show lined up today. I also want to talk a little bit about the Flyers, PT.
Do we have to?
Brad, PT goes to the Flyers game the other night.
I went on Wednesday night.
I think you posted something on a couple
Yeah,
on
now
Facebook.
let me qualify. The tickets were free. They were given to me. Okay.
good.
And I didn't have to drive. So,
So I'm watching the game.
That's a good
and
night.
there's
win-win.
I cannot believe how many empty seats I saw. And he said there was like maybe 8,000 people in the stadium.
I would put the attendance somewhere between like 5 to max 7,000.
That's it?
Max.
Wow.
So
7,000.
so
it was a weeknight game.
So Quast, as an athlete, as a former athlete, and I don't know how the players did it during COVID, but how do you play to an empty stadium? Is it hard to get excited?
It was surreal.
Like you're used to playing in front of all these people, and all of a sudden now you're playing half the crowd.
It's hard. It's hard. And I witnessed it when I was down working in Baltimore for the games, and the people pumping live music. And
right.
And,
you were there.
during COVID. It was
horrible, right? What was that like?
The players make a big play, and they look to go to get the crowd into it. There's no crowd. There's no crowd. It's weird.
Well, hopefully this pandemic is coming to a pause.
No,
the governor took off
March 7th, baby. I know that date, March 7th.
Yeah, my daughter's going to go to school without a mask. So
yeah.
I mean, I think it's about time. You don't want to see their pretty smiles.
It's just unnatural.
You need to see their faces, their expressions. Get to know people.
Absolutely, our education system took a big step back. Last year.
Well, listen, we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to get at it on the other side. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room powered by Surety Title. It's easy like a Sunday morning. Pete, we're just chilling.
Good.
All right. So the first hour is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchase. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts to help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing to the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. My winter watchdog. Have you heard of New Jersey's premier? By the way, I'm going to have to give Debbie a discount for that.
What, all the barks? Just tell her I'm charging per bark. Yeah, if it's 3 barks, it's one price. If it's 4, it's another.
Have you heard of New Jersey's premier vacant home management service, My Winter Watchdog? You know those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time you hear of a storm coming, and the daunting task of driving down to the shore to check on the house, hours of time on the road, stuck in a snowstorm. Let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter worry you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202-1869. Or send Debbie an email, Debbie@mywinterwatchdog.com. All right, when we return, we'll get into it with Pete, Brad Quast, Billy Schweim, right here in the locker room on 97.3 ESPN.
Today, the Los Angeles Rams and Cincinnati Bengals square off in.
Pete, you got Scott Graham before, right?
Yeah.
I love his voice.
Yeah.
Who?
Scott, this guy right here, Scott Graham.
Yeah.
He should have been the Phillies announcer. All right. I got a topic that I want to bring up. I've kind of said something to Pete, but as a former player, I want to get Brad's take on this subject.
What is it?
I'll wait till we come back.
What
are you doing, Pete?
I'm responding to a text.
Somebody ripping me?
No.
Because when you smile, when I'm getting ripped.
I put a selfie up yesterday, and I had a shadow all over my face. And the guy texted me.
Condominiums and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction.
And the guy said, extend your arm to 1 o'clock, not 12, 1. And then the shadow's down on your face.
Oh, I got banged.
All right, what's your topic?
I got banged up.
Jeez, I must be the nerd.
I think I drank a whole bottle.
Now,
I drank a whole bottle of bourbon of Woodford. I think before we even left, before we went out to dinner, I was whacked.
At the Flyers game, what do you think my drink was, Quast? Remember I had an Italian place.
What do you
Tito's and pineapple.
Tito's and pineapple.
Right.
So I had like 3 of them.
How much do they cost there?
Well, at the Flyer, I had preloaded tickets.
What bar did we go to?
When we went to the bar?
After,
the Highlands Tavern.
Oh, I love her.
Where's that located?
Dude, had you never been there before?
That was first time.
Yeah, it's the greatest little dive
it's
bar
in Gloucester,
South Jersey.
It's in Gloucester
City.
Gloucester
so
City.
That's like the Pleasantville.
Oh,
that area,
the Irish thing.
But like he knows where there's cheerleaders up there, right?
Yeah. Isn't that Irish bar in a house?
It's in a house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
I don't. Matter of fact, the only time I've been there was on
and the bartender there, spectacular.
Yeah, they always have hot bars.
I know the owner.
Spectacular.
The other thing I like
what's the name of it again?
Highland. HIGH.
I can get us a live remote there.
You should. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Really?
That'd be good.
Q, I know the owner.
Well, let's work on it.
It's the kind of thing, like, who knows if they want advertising? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
they don't have to advertise. They don't advertise.
I feel like, you know, if you know, you know, and if you don't,
right.
And they get their core group of people that always come in.
You wouldn't even know it's a bar.
So what's the topic?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Oh, don't tell us. Don't tell us. Just tell us something.
Because I want to get your real emotion when I bring it up. Because I think you're going to have a different
1 minute left.
You're going to have a different opinion than he does. You know what I'm talking about.
Fine. I already forgot. I don't even know who you are.
The logo.
Yeah. All right.
The what?
The logo.
What logo?
Q, you just wait. Because I want to get your candid response. Right?
Okay. All right.
If it's pre-sculpted,
Huh?
If it's pre-rehearsed,
okay. All right.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. All right. I'm going to run out of gas. Seriously. The Waze app had me 5 miles to go, and I had.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of the John Deere compact tractor, would say,
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then there's the Mosers, who may mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV.
You can't be all working up, play.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Very good.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, Brad Quast, 97.3 ESPN.
What's up, Billy?
Feedback in there, but that's all right.
I figured out why.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Come on.
I had a bunch of stuff going on over here.
We talk about a myriad of things here during the show. it's Super Bowl weekend, so like all kind of stories pop up.
Okay.
I found these. The thing we're going to talk about next is I find peculiar and I find kind of sad. The Los Angeles Lakers took away Jerry West, the logo and the NBA basketball. That's Jerry West.
Yeah.
They took he was a great Laker, won a championship as a player, and then as a general manager. They took his tickets away.
They took his tickets away.
I'm sure that they didn't take his tickets
They
away
took
without
them
any warning.
away.
What do you mean,
Billy?
his ticket, his home? He had.
They took he has like lifetime seats.
What?
So if you've done so much for an organization like Jerry West has done for the Lakers, don't you get lifetime seats?
He's 83 years old.
Right.
Okay. And his quote is, "They've discarded me like a piece of trash."
That's right.
They stripped away my lifetime season tickets, and he doesn't know why.
That's right.
That's
what do you think of that, Q?
That's bad.
That's a bad optics.
That's a bad precedent. That's a bad thing to do.
Now
Right?
he works for
terrible.
the Clippers right
Are
now.
you-
He works
are
for
you-
a rival.
Are you sticking up for the organization?
I'm playing devil's advocate,
Okay.
which is what you do on the radio, you
Well,
moron.
Not if you really believe that that's wrong.
I really believe that I'm sure that he was warned that, like, hey man, you could pay for these if you'd like, but we're not going to continue to give you free tickets.
That's
Wrong. That's the whole point. It's wrong. He's a legend.
What?
The NBA logo and like.
Oh, well, now wait a minute. I'm starting to back off a little
He
bit.
built.
It says that they did it via text. That's as bad as Phil Collins
That's right.
divorcing one of his wives via fax.
And how about this one, Q?
That's bad.
On top of that, Eric Dickerson, right? Long-time Ram. He was a Colt too, but he was a Ram, right?
Yep.
They gave him seats for the Super Bowl in the nosebleed.
Yeah, that's another.
What's up with that?
I know.
What's going on in La La Land?
I just think the owners and the new management, the younger generation, don't have the respect.
They don't have the respect.
For the players that built the game. They don't have it. I agree.
Like, I think I heard Shaquille O'Neal say, he made a comparison, like the league was built, the money was built by the guys that preceded him. He named Michael Jordan, he named Kevin
Magic and Bird.
Right, right. He named those guys. And in effect, that is a true statement. That the people that have come before you have made it possible for you to make this kind of money and fame because of the players that came before you.
Absolutely.
And when you start treating these guys like that,
the modern athlete doesn't really think like that, though.
No.
Especially in basketball. These young kids come out and they don't have the respect and like the people that paved the way. Doc and Magic,
right?
And Gordon. Yeah, they don't.
Now,
they don't
Pete,
have the respect.
you're are you still going to play devil's advocate? I mean, they sent it to him in a text message.
They sent it to his wife.
Right.
They didn't even send it to him.
So I think that's disgraceful.
Who owns the
That would be the equivalent.
Jeannie Buss, Jerry Buss's daughter.
That would be the equivalent of.
Well, at one
of
point,
the
I thought
Sixers.
was dating Phil Jackson. Is she still with Phil Jackson?
I don't know.
But listen, wouldn't that be the equivalent of like the Sixers taking away Iverson or Magic or Dr.
Well,
J's
Iverson
tickets?
doesn't have free tickets.
Well, he shows up whenever he wants and sits in the front row.
Pretty much,
Come on,
yeah.
man.
I
He was
mean,
there the other
or
day.
Dr. J,
Or
same
like
thing.
Dr.
Dr. J, they
Moses
actually
Malone.
do a nice thing. They put Dr. J like in a suite the other night when he was in there. As in that way,
Did you ever meet the doctor? I met doctor down in Atlantic City.
The doctor?
No, I never met the doc.
Yeah, he's not as tall as I mean.
Well,
I'm
he's 6'6", but
he's not. I mean, if he's that,
For me, Quast,
it's amazing.
The thing about him is the hands.
The hands,
okay.
yeah.
So there's me and Doc at the Sixers Beach Bash in
Okay,
Avalon
there
a
you
bunch
go.
of years ago. Gil and I did our show, and we had him, and you can see, and then his legs, right?
Yep.
Look at his hands, look at his legs.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll show that to the StreamYard as well. But I posted this picture because, after the show had gotten done, Dr. J wanted to have a conversation with me, right? And, we were chatting a little bit, and I said something about, I almost caddied for you once. And he goes, oh, yeah, where's that? I said, way back in the day at Green Valley, you came around the corner, and I took your bag over to the short range, and you warmed up for about a half hour. And I said, but then you ended up going somewhere else and playing at Squires. And I said, you still gave me $100. And he goes, can I get that 100 back? But it was really funny because we're having a conversation about golf. And then I said something like, Those were the salad days for me, 14 to 24, and I'm caddying at a high-level country club and for all these titans of industry and pro athletes and stuff like that. And, I said, and even my brother too, now he's this, that. And I mentioned something about Marion, and that's why Julius Erving wanted to talk to me. He literally picked up quickly. I mean, Julius is not stupid. Doc immediately was like, hey, is your brother a member at Marion? And I said, no, my sister-in-law is. And he said, how would your sister like to play with me, Richard Dent, Marcus Allen? I forget who the fourth guy was. It was Julius Erving, Richard Dent, Marcus Allen, and somebody else, like the fourth guy. Wow. And all four names, I was like, I'll caddy for that group, And I said, well, I'll ask her. And she was flattered, but Marion was going through a renovation, so she couldn't do it. So there's my Dr. J story.
And that's a great story. And you know what? The older guys they were a little bit more accessible.
Yeah, they're more accessible. Yeah, the older guys are, and they appreciate that they're still being recognized still. So
what's the difference? Gracious. I just thought of this. What's the difference between this, where Jerry West is disrespected by Jeannie Buss and the Lakers organization, and what the Knicks have done to Charles Oakley?
Oh, yeah.
They had the guy arrested and thrown out of the building.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, but there's some gray area there because he is fighting in the stands. I don't know who started, who precipitated, what precipitated it. I don't know. We don't know who started it, but you see him in a brawl, and that's where he gets taken out and get arrested.
I think a lot of that was he felt disrespected by the guard and security. I think they were like getting in his face and telling him he couldn't go places, and
but there were also rumors that he was loud and obnoxious.
And Dickerson, remember you mentioned Dickerson. Dickerson got banned from all LA Rams games because Jeff Fisher didn't want him around.
Well, that's horrible.
Jeff,
listen, you're talking about egos,
Yeah.
Fish and Dickerson.
Now, Brad, do former pro athletes have an ego?
No. They got egos and they want everything for nothing. What do you mean I got to stand in line? I got to wait? Come on. You're charging me what?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll never forget and I've talked to you about my good buddy Bobby Ball, who's no longer with us. God rest his soul. Played for the Cleveland Browns for 2 years. I'll never forget in Vegas, the line was a mile long to get into this club. And he went right to the front of the line and got like 10 of us in.
That's a good thing.
And people are standing like, who are these guys? Why they get in?
The twins come walking up. Coming up.
That's right.
Billy.
We're in Vegas. And we bought the line. He must have shown his NFL Players Association card.
Whatever it takes.
I got it. It works.
And I'm telling you, there was steam coming out of some people's ears that I've been waiting for like a long time. And I forget what bar it was, but it's Vegas. Vegas.
Vegas is crazy.
Vegas is nuts.
People stand in line just to stand in line.
Pete, you been to Vegas?
Yeah, the first time I went to Vegas, I couldn't pay my rent the next month. I had to get an extension from my landlord. It was my 30th birthday. I went to the infamous Floyd Mayweather Jr. Diego Chico Corrales fight.
Really?
I've never been as the token Caucasian. I've never been the guy that was between two warring camps. That was at the MGM Grand, and it was filled with people just pull. And our seats, we bought 2 seats right next to each other above the tunnel.
Right.
So you're like, oh, there's Craig Sager, there's Charles Barkley, there's Michael Buffer, there's Eddie George, there's I played blackjack.
Who's who?
2 seats away from Jerome Bettis. He was playing $25 a hand. I was losing my mortgage, but it's all good.
So, and I tell this story. It's funny, but it's not funny. It's not a proud moment of mine. But when I was in the heyday of going to Vegas and flying around with my friends from up in the New York area. I was engaged to be married, and I had a house in Collingswood on Woodlawn Terrace. And I was in Vegas for 4 days, and I don't think I told her where I was going. I didn't call or anything.
She thought you were dead.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
When I came home, opened the door to turn the lights on.
Punched you.
There was no lights. She took everything,
including the electricity.
Everything. There was no furniture, dining room table, everything. The only thing that was in that house was a lazy boy chair and a TV.
Vindictive.
But I deserved it.
I'm going out to Vegas for the draft.
I was supposed to be home in 2 days, and I was 4 days into it. When I came home, I needed the 4 days to sleep.
These stories you're about to hear are all true. Super Bowl Sunday.
One other thing I want to say, Pete just posted or showed us a picture that he has with him, he and Dr. J.
Yeah.
I posted a picture with Dick Vermeil the other day. I am amazed at the response I got.
Oh yeah,
like Dick Vermeil. We talked about this yesterday, Pete. And I know you'll second or third this, but Brad knows Coach real well, and I've had a pleasure of being in his company. We've had him on the show several times, but he is truly loved, and he's such a great guy. There's not a bad word said about him, but everywhere we go, Brad,
He's just
everywhere,
yeah,
people just they love him.
They love him because he's just a good, warm-hearted, compassionate guy. And he takes the time to talk to you. He's just a great man. And I'm really happy for him, the Hall of Fame. He deserves it.
I had like
he deserves
200 likes, and I had like 30. It was a picture of me with a bow tie.
Yeah.
You told me to go to that thing back in the
that was
in the
back
day.
when you got dressed up.
Was that the
Philadelphia Sports Writers Bank?
Sports Writers Bank, and I rushed. Pete called me.
Cherry Hill.
Get over there.
Yeah.
So I rush over there and I get in there. Marcus Hayes hooked me up too with it when I was in there. He took care of me.
You sort of steered you around.
Yeah,
it was great to see the premiere, then to see him there.
But then going to that premiere to see the American Underdog.
All right, now you're bringing up a salty subject.
All right, well, guess what? By the way,
because I got passed over. That'll never happen again. Now
on the 22nd
now that'll
of February,
never happen again.
Tuesday night, you're invited to go to the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine. It's in Medford at the Braddock's Tavern, I believe.
All right. And what are we doing?
Tuesday night?
It's a mixer event?
Next Tuesday night.
Ken Dunnick, right?
What time?
5:30 to 7:30.
I got an appointment. Sorry, can't go. Okay.
We invited him, Brad.
It's official. It's radio.
It's online.
We're just taking it easy here in the locker room today. It's a Sunday morning. It's
Super Bowl Sunday.
All right. First hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an nationwide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good buddy Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line. Located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia, they offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli mid-size sedan and the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the main line, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. But your experience does not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the main line, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati, the main line, at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room. Super Bowl Sunday with Pete Thompson, Brad Quast. This is Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike.
flight today by visiting spirit.com.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, former Eagles linebacker Brad Quast. Sunday morning, Super Bowl Sunday, and we were just talking about all the prop bets.
Great prop
that
bets.
are. I've got a sports book on my phone.
Now, how do you want to do this? Do you want to like read a prop bet and then try to answer which way we think it's going to go? Like we could literally go ring around the rosy here to read off fun prop bets, and
that's fine. That sounds like fun.
Okay.
But I'm looking at my. there are so many, and there looks like there's pretty good odds for some.
Yeah, there's so many. That's how.
But I only have right now. I only have $11.60 in my account.
Oh gosh! All right, so why don't you read one, and Brad and I'll try to answer. We'll go clockwise. You read
ready?
one.
Rams win first half by 7 to 12 points versus Bengals in Super Bowl plus
7 to
12.
7 to 12.
Plus 400.
No, I would go no against that.
I would go no against that.
No,
I think it's going to be close. I feel like it's going to be close.
And the coaches, they feel each other out, and they're conservative, and
All right, let me read one more before we go.
Jeez, you must be the host of the show or something.
Okay.
Ty Higgins and Cam Akers each score a TD in the Super Bowl plus 390.
Higgins and Akers.
I attend.
I'd say no with that too.
No, I think they both.
Well, because if somebody's going to score a touchdown, I believe it would probably. Well, I mean, Jamar Hayes, Ty Higgins, I don't know, Tyler Boyd. But
yeah, you're basically going for the B players.
All right, let's go clockwise.
You want me?
Yeah,
I'm going next.
All
right, mine are a little more PT-isms. Will Joe Burrow be compared to Macaulay Culkin? Yes or no?
Oh, I do that all the time.
He does look like
So
him, does he?
And we're each getting 2?
Yes.
Will a player do the icky shuffle? Yes or no?
Oh, I say yes.
Quast?
Especially if they're winning.
Oh,
they're breaking out icky.
You think?
Yes.
We don't even know if they know it. All right.
I don't think they know it.
Your turn, buddy.
I'm trying to find what
I'll do 2 more.
Two more.
What will be said first during the game? Brady or Rodgers?
Brady.
Rodgers. What will be said first during the game? COVID or Omicron?
Wow.
Who's doing the banging? Is that you?
COVID.
Is that your thinking sound?
I say COVID.
Do you want me to keep going?
Keep going.
No.
Because these are more entertaining than yours.
Let me get one in here for you.
All right.
No touchdowns in the first half of the Super Bowl, plus 16.
No way. There's got to be a touchdown.
Somebody's
going to be too nervous, looking the wrong way, screw up. Give me another one.
Will a non-listed quarterback throw a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl?
Non-listed?
Yeah,
what is
like a
receiver or runner, like a halfback pass or something?
No.
Plus
that's gimmicky. No.
Well, they're all gimmicky.
So the Times home field advantage is said over 1.5 or under 1.5 because the Rams are playing at SoFi Stadium.
Right. Say it again. Read it again.
The times that home field advantage is going to be said over 1.5 or under 1.5.
Over 1.5 for sure.
Right. I'm not even reading the odds. I'm just reading the choices.
Yeah, over.
By the way,
will they show Joe Burrow smoking a cigar? Yes or no?
If they win.
No, because they're not going to win.
Okay, interesting.
They're not going to win.
Guess what?
Brad tipping his hand a little toward his pick.
Win.
Yeah, you're tipping.
All right, Billy, it's your turn. Serve up 2.
Well, I'm also looking at they also incorporate, mine anyway. They've also incorporated other sports with the.
Sure,
I
don't
like that.
Yeah,
that's no fun.
So do you want me to go back to mine?
Yeah, keep going.
Who will be shown first during the game? Now we've got 5 names here: Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, J-Lo, or Kim Kardashian. Which celebrity is going to be seen first?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's leading the odds 7 to 5.
Because he's always at SoFi.
He's 7 to 5 odds. Yeah, but not far behind is J-Lo. What will be said first at the game? Will it be Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive, or 90210?
Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills.
Right?
That's only 1-to-1 odds.
Okay.
Rodeo Drive's
Rodeo
Drive's at 6 to 5. What will Michaels or Collinsworth say? What spread, or will they say what the spread or the total is? In other words, will they acknowledge the gambling?
Yeah, Michaels does all the time. Yeah, it's such a big part of the sport now.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to say it tongue in cheek like he used to.
So
right.
Let me ask you guys a question to get away from.
I only got one more.
Read one more.
Super Bowl 46, boys. What will be said 56.
56.
What will be said first? There's me and math. What will be said first during the game? Will they say Joe Montana, Joe Namath, or Joe Theismann?
Probably Joe Montana. Joe Namath?
Namath, because Joe Namath.
Yeah.
That's a hint somewhere.
How about all the
That's-
Joes all the great quarterbacks that are Joes?
So Namath's your hero,
Yeah, I
and
know,
you
but-
still went Montana.
Only because
I'm going to be listening for that one. That was a fun list.
Younger crowd.
That was way more fun than your list. But go ahead.
All right. Has the Stratford trade for has the
I'm
Rams
sorry. What's
trade-
this guy's name again?
Has the Rams trade?
What's
for
the guy's name again?
Who?
Stratford.
Stafford.
Listen. He's just on me today. Isn't he?
He's tough. He's a tough crowd.
He's like a Sunday morning. Will you,
Tough
Pete?
crowd. Tough crowd.
Stafford. trade.
Yes, that's
Does that
his
make
name.
it more likely that that Howie Roseman will try to do
What?
something?
What? Make a move to buy somebody?
Yeah,
Look,
like
I,
all in,
I,
like-
I didn't know.
like-
what-
like the
Let's
Rams-
face it, the Stafford trade is working out great for
Yeah,
him.
but they're all in. So yeah, it worked out. But now they got to win today, though.
And Brad, when's the next time they have a first number one pick? Never, right? I mean, like
they gave- I think
they've
3 years they
basically
did.
mortgaged their entire
They-
future
absolutely,
for
they did.
today.
Yes.
And if they blow it today, oh my God!
Yeah,
if
that'd
they
be
blow
bad.
it
that's
today,
the question.
Is it worth just getting there, or you gotta win it?
Well,
You gotta win it, right?
I'd say the Rams, pretty much with the moves that they made, getting Miller and everything, they knew that they needed to win. They went for it right now.
They have, all the chips are in the
So
table.
yeah, they have to win for it to be a success.
I mean, Stafford's 33. He never even won a playoff
Right.
game. And McVay decided this is the guy I want. He gave up a 2022, 2023 first round picks. That's after they already traded for Jalen Ramsey, which cost him first round picks in 2020 and 2021. It's 6 of 7 years, guys, that they haven't had a first round pick. But if they win the Super Bowl at their $5 billion home and in front of the crowd, then it's all worth it, right?
All right,
And it's
so-
all worth it.
So that goes back to 2017. Prior to 2017, when all the Eagles fans were thirsty, starving for a Super Bowl champion, people would say, "Hey, I would mortgage the future for one Super Bowl. If you could just give me one Super Bowl, I'll be happy for the next 10 years." After we won the first Super Bowl, you want more.
And you want another one.
because
You
we're
want
so
another
close every year.
Right.
We're there.
So if you had to make that trade, one Super Bowl win for 10 to 15 years of mediocrity.
Well, it doesn't have to be mediocrity. I mean,
or
you know,
like not being good.
I don't do it. I don't
I
do
love
it.
that you just pivoted off of
Well,
mediocrity. and softened it up.
mediocrity isn't good enough, right? Like if you don't make the playoffs, that's
Yeah,
mediocre.
so I think no, I wouldn't do it. I want to be in the play because anything can happen in the NFL with guys getting hurt. The way the ball, I mean, it's a weird league,
Right, because when you get to the NFC AFC championship game, anything can happen.
anything
right?
can
We
happen.
just saw
So,
that the
but if you're
Bengals
not
beat the Chiefs.
competitive, if you're not competitive like the Eagles have been all those years and making the playoffs and win the conference, you got a shot. You catch lightning in a bottle like they did the one year, and you never know.
Yeah,
but to mortgage your
run
whole
a
future,
Philly
like the Rams,
play and
yeah.
You know what? If you think about that was a nice play, but I think that's overblown.
what
It
the
was-
Philly
Yeah,
play?
I mean,
No, the reason overblown. Are you kidding me?
Well, I
It's
mean-
stunned veteran announcers. Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth couldn't believe what the hell
Yeah,
they
they
were
didn't see that.
watching.
They-
you always
they-
go misdirection.
Bill
down the goal.
Belichick didn't
You
see
always
it
go
coming.
misdirection on the goal line.
You
Q.
outsmarted them.
One of the greatest defensive minds ever, Coach Belichick, had no idea that was coming.
Yeah, you didn't. They did. That
No,
wasn't.
but I guess I mean what I mean.
they weren't scouting that one.
The play itself was misdirection play on the goal line. I mean, everybody over pursues.
Over pursue, but it was
Right,
a
you're
throw.
on defense. You're a linebacker.
But you over pursue, and then with the throwback. I mean, it was
right.
I mean,
I mean,
you don't expect that.
If
Right.
you were watching the game, which we all were, you
By
get
the way, that
sucked.
was Nick Foles' call. He came over. Well, he was
Yeah,
the one that
Coach, you
You said,
suggested.
Coach, you want this?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah. And then he
Yep.
goes, yeah, let's do it.
Philly,
Like
Philly.
Peterson was stunned. And that's my boy Dave Didinger, who was on that microphone
Oh, is
for
that right?
NFL
Right.
Films. Yeah. Ray's son. Little shout out to my guy Dave, who's overworking the Olympics that nobody's watching. But anyhow, to me, the thing that made Philly so amazing was that nobody saw it coming. Nobody knew that play, even that, you never really, and it had been done before, but it hadn't bubbled to the surface on like a national stage like the Super Bowl is. And then the third thing was Collinsworth was kind of sucking you into like, well, they got to kick a field goal, right? I mean, if they're down here.
That's-
So you start believing what, Collinsworth is saying, and then they come out and they do this thing, and you're like, oh my God, what the heck was that?
They probably ran it maybe a couple
times,
times in practice. You know, you don't have it scripted. Like everything's
I
scripted.
mean, Nick Foles, they totally just they lost him.
They probably worked.
They didn't even pay attention to him.
Like they drew it up in the sand lot. You know, like, there you go. You know,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it was a great play. It's a play that'll last in Philadelphia lore forever. I'm just saying that the actual,
it's got a statue for it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't know. I just always know that defenses over pursue. Like you're not going to just
near the goal line.
Yeah, the goal line.
And
right?
by the way, did you guys?
And then plus the quarterback is unaccounted for. You don't.
That's a guy you're not thinking of.
You're not matching up a strong safety with the quarterback coming out of the back. You just don't do it.
Even when the quarterback does move outside, sometimes you just think, "How the heck with him?" Right? That's not a guy we have to cover.
Caught him off guard, which is unheard of. You know.
Did you guys see that the word is starting to trickle out that it's leaning toward Jason Kelce returning?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good news.
Yeah, that's
to me.
News.
But he's upset because he's not going to have the best beard.
Oh yeah, right.
Billboard.
So Quast, I don't know about you, but Billy was fascinated by this concept that they could get the billboard up that fast. It's called electronics, man.
It's all digital.
There's no like guy up there. There's no like Rocco and Vinny up there, like with the wallpaper and the glue.
Yeah,
you know,
like, oh my gosh,
I'm just looking at the still shot, so I can't tell if it's a digital or not.
It's digital.
All right. Well, I didn't see it.
It's amazing technology.
I saw the newspaper.
They had it up like hours. They had it up like hours after, like within the hour. It was already up on like I-95 and stuff. Those jerseys were already selling $166. You're gonna throw out $166 for a James Harden #1 jersey?
Nah. So, are you gonna try to go to the March 10th game? Is Ben Simmons gonna play for the?
Oh God, no! I don't think so. I think there's no way that Ben Simmons plays that game. Why would he? What does he have to prove? And
what does he have to prove?
What does he have to prove?
I think he plays.
I think he plays.
All right,
he plays because
so let's do a little.
Got chip on his shoulder.
This is like trading places. The usual bet, Mortimer. Yeah. Let's do a $1 bet amongst pull-up games.
Yeah.
All right,
Mortimer.
The usual bet, trading places, $1.
$1.
All right, I'm just going to pull out my $1 right now for the StreamYard. There's
I think he plays.
Here it is.
I think he plays. Oh yeah, good sound effect.
$1 crisp.
I got a 5, but
I'll give you a change. Quast?
I don't bet.
Quast is like I don't bet.
I don't bet
unless it's on myself.
He's an employee of the NFL.
I don't bet. It's
now wait a minute. How do we decide who wins if you guys are both right and he does play? What do you split the money?
No,
you each get 50 cents.
He's not going to bet me and you.
I bet between you two. I'm the arbitrator.
Okay, you're the judge.
I'm the judge.
Wait, do you want to step it up? Do you want to step it up to 5?
I'll go $5.
Okay, hang on. Let me reach in my wallet and get the other bill here.
Big Bank Hank over here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I just asked for it.
There you
Pick
go.
a card, any card.
All right,
let me hold it for you.
My tank's a little empty. Let me hold. Let me tell you something. You hold this. This ain't gonna get you a bupkis. This will get you half a gallon.
All right. Book it. It's
right there.
Book it.
All right.
The bet's in.
It's in. $5. I say he's not playing.
One last thing about the Cincinnati Bengals. Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard, they're playing pretty well. They also got Eli Apple, and he's from South Jersey.
Yeah, he's a South Jersey guy.
He's a South Jersey guy. And then, they went out and they got McPherson, who's the I like Cincinnati, Cinderella story.
Did you finally just stumble on the one guy that I want to talk about, which is Money McPherson, Money Mac? I mean, listen, the Bengals were accused of overpaying by using a 5th-round draft pick. I mean, nobody uses a pick that high on a kicker, and you get laughed out of the room.
You do get laughed out.
You know what he's done? He's had postseason walk-offs at Tennessee, at Kansas City in overtime. He's got a season record, 12 successful attempts from 50 yards or longer, including the playoffs. Look, Matt Gay doesn't stink.
No.
But he ain't Money Mac.
No.
This McPherson kid is unbelievable. And
he can play. He'll play 15 years in the league, you know?
Did you guys know
this? That won't ever outdo Adam Vinatieri, though.
No, he's the best.
Give him a chance. Did you know that a record 39 games this season, including 5 in the playoffs, were decided by a winning score on the final play? Well, why not make it 40?
40
in the biggest damn game of the year.
I hear you, Pete.
That would be from my lips to God's ears.
That's what the NFL wants.
You know,
they want. They don't
and
want to
it's
blow
been
up.
going that way. Listen, like he just said, the games have been excellent.
Yeah, they've been great. Great product. Best product in the world.
Good product right here. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers, sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, run by ex-Philadelphia and ex-USFL star Ken Dunnick. And you know what?
We'll see him next week.
USF baseball better watch out because the USFL's coming back. Right, Pete?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was laughing at the fact that you couldn't remember Ken Dunnick's name.
No. I can remember. I just was kind of.
Must be the new glasses.
Or the old ones.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, thank God I left them in here.
Yeah, you'd be really blind then.
How about baseball? I mean, we're not going to have any baseball.
They're screwing it up again.
And I think the USFL.
What was the latest news on baseball? Did they actually have any movement?
They got a mediator.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, we're in Super Bowl time. Like the minute the Super Bowl's done, we should be thinking pitchers and catchers, and we're nowhere close to that.
It's a shame, man. All right. Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey to attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1 and get you ready for hour number 2 in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, Brad Quast, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball Tuesday night on 97.3 ESPN with the
tools to vintage gear shifters. I can't imagine being able to stock 122 million parts. I mean, where would I get all those shelves? eBay Motors. Let's ride.
It's enough out of you, Billy. It's enough out of you. See?
Why did
I even play that?
You break my stuff. When you mess up, I don't break your stuff.
No, I mean, I was waiting for this damn wrap-up music to come. I knew we were tight.
First hour went flying by, like always.
It does go quick.
Fastest 2 hours in radio.
There was like a gap of like 3 seconds. I could have
Pete,
just held on.
The ball, Pete.
Yes, I am.
Hour 2, we're going to be talking with
begrudgingly
another Super Bowl player, Redman.
Redman.
Paulsboro, New Jersey.
Guy.
You got to look
Paulsboro. Kevin Ross.
Yeah, man.
Flipper.
We got a bunch.
Some good pros come out of there and good wrestlers.
Great wrestling program. All right. That's hour 2. We'll talk to Mike Carlin at the bottom of the hour with our basketball. He's our basketball guru.
That is correct. Maybe he can put in perspective what Joel's doing.
All that and more. It's the Locker with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, Brad Quast, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
Wake up with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on
healthcare services to men in need. So if you or your special someone need to get out of a bad shaving relationship, just head over to harrys.com right now and use code TOWNSQUARE at checkout to get our trial set for just $3 and start fresh. That's everything you need to start fresh for just $3 when you use promo code TOWNSQUARE at harrys.com.
When you hear this,
They've got him again!
and this,
He scored!
and this,
Oh boy, what a move by Embiid!
you think of us. We are sports. 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
Red 83!
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Ron Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schweim.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schweim.
All right, good morning, everybody. We're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, Brad Quast, 97.3 ESPN. It's the Super Bowl Sunday show.
It's exciting.
And Brad, you got your Jets.
I'm doing my Jets thing.
What year were you drafted by the Jets?
90.
1990.
Yeah, it was Bruce Coslett.
Okay.
Pete Carroll was the D coordinator.
Pete Carroll.
Monty Kiffin was my linebacker coach.
Okay.
Coach Fazio was the special team.
Wow,
Yeah,
Foz.
yeah.
How about that? All right. So we have our own radio row here.
No comment about my outfit. I'm wearing my Super Bowl
Yeah, he got his
52
Eagles
hat.
shirt on and
Thanks. Thanks. You'll get nothing you like at Spalding. Thanks. All right, our own version of Radio Row. Go ahead.
Our own version of Radio Row. Yesterday we had former Cinnamons in high school standout,
Andre.
Penn State alumni Andre Collins. Today we're going to go to Paulsboro, New Jersey.
Some great ones come out of Paulsboro.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. Kevin Ross, he's
Flipper,
I played
Kevin,
against him.
Yeah, me too.
So I've never met Isaac Redman, but
We're about to virtually on the radio.
When I talk to him, I always put the Collingswood thing in there, because they were in the Colonial Conference. But so it's almost like I know him. So let's go to the Maserati, the main line sports hotline, and welcome into the locker room. He played for the Steelers in Super Bowl 45. Isaac Redman, what's up, Isaac?
What's up, man?
What's up? What's going on?
Yo, Isaac, it's like I've met you. It's like we always I throw that Collingswood thing in there. You get back to me a little bit. We needle each other, but that's all cool. It's all good fun because we have that camaraderie of playing in the Colonial Conference back in the day.
You got that connection, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always love, man.
Yeah. So Kevin Ross has been on our show a few times. You guys, like Brad just alluded to, man, Paulsboro's an athletic factory, football, wrestling, and you guys.
Some great ones come out of there.
And it's a small school. It's a Group 1.
Yeah, man, we small, but, this is an athletic town, man. Everybody centers everything around football, wrestling, even basketball now, and it's a lot of talent that comes out of there.
So Isaac, yesterday we had an opportunity to talk to Andre Collins, and wanted to get your, since it's Super Bowl Sunday. I mean, you lived it, you went through it. What was it like leading up to the game? Not actually getting there, like the week before you arrived. What was it like?
I had actually a special experience because my oldest son was actually born that week, right before the Super Bowl. So as we were practicing, I'm like on call, on standby, it could be any minute now. And my wife now, she wasn't my wife then, but she was in Jersey, South Jersey out here. So, that's a quick flight from Pittsburgh. So I was just waiting. And I said, "Hey, Coach Tomlin, it's that time. I got to go." He was like, "Hey, man, you need to go and come right back. Like, we're getting ready for the Super Bowl." So I literally see my son and shot right back to Pittsburgh.
So, that's funny, Q, because Isaac, I'm an identical twin. I have an identical twin brother, Bobby. And
I love this story.
So my brother's a pilot, and he was on the West Coast, and his twin boys were getting ready to be born. And the company, they put him in an area where he couldn't make it back home in time. He was on the West Coast, so he calls me up. He goes, "Bill, can you be my stunt double?"
That's great. Can you imagine?
I had to ride to Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I got in there. They wanted me to go into the birthing room. I said,
stand there and look.
That's a little too personal there.
I'll take the pictures. It'll look like my brother Bobby, but it's not actually Bobby. But it is. You know what? I don't know how you feel about this, Q, but back in the day, guys didn't generally do that.
No,
I mean, nowadays, you know,
if you didn't take a picture, it didn't happen. If you don't have a video, it doesn't happen. Come on.
But to be there for the birth of your child, your Super Bowl week, that's got to be pretty hectic.
Yeah, pretty special week, you know. And Isaac, you played for a great organization with the Steelers and the Rooney family, and can you give it any experience of the and one of the greatest coaches around, Tomlin, and what kind of experience did you have with the Steelers?
Definitely was a great experience. Definitely a blessing to play for an organization like that. You know, not all organizations are the same, and not all organizations is Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin is definitely a player's coach. There actually was a couple situations where Mike Tomlin actually looked out for me. And, at one time, one of my relatives had passed away, and I was really close with them. And this was the year that I was on the practice squad. And he called me into his office and was like, look, man, go ahead home for a week with your family. We're going to have to release you. But after the week's over, we're going to bring you back on the team. But we'll still pay you for that week that you missed. But go home, take care of your family. Yeah, be with your family. So, things like that, you that's just a stand-up guy. You don't have you don't have many coaches that will do something like that for a player, let alone a practice player that doesn't really even kind of matter on your team.
Isaac Redman's with us on the Maserati, the mainline hotline. Sorry, Billy, I'll get that right. Isaac, this is Pete Thompson, and I wanted to ask you, this is sort of a fun question, but in your Super Bowl, it looks like the group, the Black Eyed Peas, was the halftime performance. Usher was there and Slash. But Isaac, that this halftime show that they're cooking up out there in L.A. today is supposed to be off the charts. Is that one that you had said, like, Coach, I know we're supposed to have our position meeting, but let me just stick my head out this door and watch Dr. Dre or watch Mary J or whatever.
Yeah, I for sure would have seen Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg or something like that. I'm not too sure how excited I was about the Black Eyed Peas.
You got Will.I.am. And Usher, I mean, it's not the same. It's
not the same at all.
The problem too, though, that halftime is longer, so it's a challenging for the players.
Yeah, I was going to say, Isaac, how hard is that? Like you're talking about it. What's a normal halftime? Is like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
This is what, a half hour.
It's a half an hour, so you get a sweat, and then you got to warm up again.
Well, and Pittsburgh had cut it to 21-10 right before halftime. So I mean, you guys had momentum in that Super Bowl, Isaac, and you were, you probably didn't want to take a break. Like, come on, we're coming on.
Yeah, you got to come out. You got to get warmed up again. You got to try to get your blood flowing again. You got to really long halftime, and once you come back out, it's like almost a whole new game starting.
Hey, Isaac, we spoke with Andre Collins yesterday. What's the one thing that and I asked him this, and I want to ask you, what's the one thing you miss most about playing professional football in the NFL?
Getting paid.
Well, besides that,
getting paid.
Besides the check.
Yeah, getting paid, Billy. And then,
right? That is. I mean,
okay, all right.
Well, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I think it's just the rush. The rush of going out on the field, seeing all the fans cheering and making big plays, having that camaraderie in the locker room with the players, all that. Just being around the guys constantly in the locker room, and Pittsburgh, everybody was competitive. We were playing ping pong and shuffleboard and
dominoes. Dominoes was a big thing with the
cards. You guys play a lot of cards. Play a lot of cards.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, man, my pockets wasn't too heavy for me. I stayed away from them card games.
Yeah.
See, but that's the point. It's the camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's the relationships you build. And Isaac, you have that memory of playing in the Super Bowl. It's like, there's only so many people that have that, and you're a South Jersey treasure. You have it, and that's why we wanted to get you on, because the experience of being in the biggest game in the world, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the million things, do you think about the magnitude of how many people are watching you? Does that not come into your thought process at all?
No, I mean, truthfully, it did, especially, sitting on the sidelines, just thinking like, wow, I'm really in a Super Bowl right now. And, and like a lot of games, I would say I wouldn't be nervous, but, I always had that, confidence, But for some reason, in that Super Bowl game, the nerves are different. You know, so many people watching from all over the world. And, you know, when you make it there, like, it was my first year actually making the team because the year prior I was on the practice squad. So it was like my first year making the team and being on the team and playing. We make it to the Super Bowl. And it just felt like that was going to happen every year. It just felt like it was so easy to get there. And, you know, just never got back to that point.
Any surreal moments for you in that Super Bowl, like where you saw somebody, you're like, God damn, that's so and so, or like that's a celebrity, or that's a president, or that's
was up in
you know?
Where were you, Minneapolis?
That was Dallas. It was it was at Jerry World.
Yeah, we were in Dallas. I think that was their first year with the new stadium.
How many tickets? How many tickets were you able to buy back then? What did the Steelers give you allotment tickets?
I think 11 tickets.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
We're talking with Isaac Redman here. Isaac Redman on the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline. The Pittsburgh Steelers, like Brad alluded to, is a great organization. Pete asked me earlier, what's the greatest commercial, Super Bowl commercial that you ever saw? And it
Mean
was
Joe Green.
Mean Joe
Mean
Green.
Joe Green.
I mean,
The Coke commercial.
Yeah,
Here you
Pittsburgh.
go, kid.
Yep.
Have you ever met Mean Joe?
Yeah, I've met him a couple of times around the facility. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's good.
Is that also, Isaac, when you play for a storied organization like the Pittsburgh Steelers, when you're there, you see like Lambert or Ham or LC Greenwood or anybody Bradshaw. Does that? Or you guys are like, wow, like in your mind, like holy moly, there they are, like, or it's just another guy.
I know I was when I seen a lot of guys. Just because growing up, I was such a football guru, like watching those old NFL films and watching those guys. It just, they almost seem like superheroes to you, when you're a kid. So even when you're grown, I remember when Coach Dick LeBeau got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we're back there in the locker room, and I'm looking at it, and I see Emmitt Smith and Jerry Rice. I was like, I was going crazy, trying to hold it in. So, when you grow up watching, certain guys and idolizing them, when you see them, you have no choice but to be in awe.
Yeah, talking about NFL films and everything, one thing that stuck with for me is when I went to Super Bowl when the Eagles played the Patriots in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Jacksonville. You know what stuck out for me, Brad?
What's that?
All the cameras, the lights flashing.
On the kickoff.
Yeah. I've never seen it. It's like a 4th of July.
Yeah, it's great.
Like,
it's
so
special.
many flash. Did that occur to you? Did all the cameras going off, Isaac?
It did, and I was on the kickoff return team.
Yeah, so he's a little busy playing special teams. He's a little busy on special teams.
Guess what? It was so pronounced. You had to wear like sunglasses.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
It kind of felt like a movie. It kind of felt like a movie, man. Out there for that, yeah.
Isaac's on the red carpet.
Just got to enjoy the moment. That's what all the vets say. Enjoy the moment.
Yeah,
enjoy the moment when you're there.
So let me ask you this, Isaac. So you play in the Super Bowl. You played 50 games according to Pro Football Reference in the NFL. I mean, most guys just want a shot to play a game. You played 50 of them. And then as you walk around South Jersey, the people know, like, hey, there goes Redman. Or they go, hey, get out of the way, dude.
And he's a heck of a coach. I played against him. He's coached over at Deptford Youth Program.
That's what I'm talking about. Like when you're in the youth
him,
right?
With the Harrison Hawks and Pleasant Valley Hawks. Yeah. It runs a nice program over there.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, some people notice me. Some people don't have a clue who I am. But, it depends on where I'm at, what I'm doing, especially when I'm coaching. I know a lot of the youth coaches know who I am and pretty much, get excited if they can get a win and get.
Oh, they come out. Yep.
Yeah, it don't happen too often, but.
Give him a follow at iRed33 is the Twitter handle at IRED33. Follow Isaac Redman as I am planning on doing because it's been very entertaining, my friend.
Isaac, do you get a chance to talk to like Kevin Ross and Flipper Anderson and those guys?
Kevin Ross and I are really close, actually. I spoke to him maybe 2 days ago. We run a camp every year in Paulsboro. We've been running this camp for a while now. I used to run a camp, the Red Zone Redman camp, when I was playing. Then after my playing days, me and Kevin Ross actually came together and we called the Ross Redman camp. But this past year, we kind of turned it into Legends Camp because we have so many guys from Paulsboro that made it to the NFL.
Yeah.
So we kind of brought everybody together. Julian Davenport was always a big supporter of ours. Played left tackle for the Indianapolis Colts. He came out. Alex Silvestro, Gerald Hodges.
Hodges, he went to Paulsboro.
Yeah, outside linebacker.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he's from Paulsboro.
What is it with that? What's in the water down there?
Yeah, wrestling too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did wrestle, didn't you, Isaac?
Yeah, I was a state champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what, Isaac? I played against Glenn Howard. I was a sophomore when he was a senior.
He retired this year.
Did he? Yeah, he was. He played for
retired.
Minnesota Golden Gophers. Brad, Big Ten, right?
Yeah, I'm a Hawkeye. I don't like the Gophers.
Hawkeye.
I'm a Hawkeye. I'm a Iowa
served that
Hawkeye.
one.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and I spent a decade in Nebraska, Isaac. So we're not all big on the Golden Gophers.
Yeah,
either,
I don't like the
So,
Gophers.
hey, Isaac, if you talk to Kevin soon, tell him you were on the locker room with one of the Schweim boys because he remembers my brother Bob and I real well. We're pretty friendly. He's a great guy. Man. Yeah, the Schweim twins. But listen, Isaac, man, we really appreciate you taking time on Super Bowl Sunday to share some of your stories and just kick it around a little bit, walking down memory lane. We love it. Thanks a lot, man. We really appreciate
it, man. Keep the good fight up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for having me.
There he is, Isaac Redman on the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hall IQ, man.
He was
playing in the freaking Super Bowl.
Yeah, and he a state champ. Do you hear that? A state champ.
State champ.
Heavyweight.
I didn't realize. Oh, he's heavyweight.
Heavyweight. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He was crazy good.
Yeah,
he's athletic.
I mean,
So here's your list.
Listen, all
Not
the guys
necessarily in any order, but it's Kevin Ross, you said, right?
Well, Kevin Ross. The guys that made
these are the guys Paulsboro that are in the end. See how I can read your mind now? This is a little frightening.
That's very good.
Kevin Ross, Flipper Anderson, Alex Silvestro, he mentioned, right? Defensive end for right. Isaac Redman, who we just spoke with, Gerald Hodges, okay, the outside linebacker. He was with 3 or 4 different teams from 13 to 18. And then the big offensive tackle, Julian Davenport.
Okay.
He was Houston, Miami, and Indy, 17 to 21. Don't know if he was in the league this past year.
But I mean, it's not a big. I mean, that all produced out of the one high school. I mean, it's
amazing.
It's not
6
a big
guys.
place. Yeah.
And
Pennsauken might be next.
Davenport's, I guess, technically the one active player.
Yeah. How about that?
You want me to look up the Pennsauken?
And then I'll tell you a great one that I remember watching youth. Kevin Harvey.
Kevin Harvey,
but he was like everything in high school.
Did he not make the pros?
Did he? I don't think he made it in college. Yeah, I think
here's your Pennsauken NFL players. You got
a lot too.
Let's start with Todd McNair, running back, right? Keith Taylor, John Taylor, who you mentioned, Billy. David Griggs was a linebacker and defensive end. Greg Mark. No problem with you. You read it in any order you want. Billy Griggs, Ivan Hicks. How do you forget him, right? D-back in 1987 for Detroit. Dwight Hicks. So Ivan and Dwight might be related. He was 79 to 86 with San Francisco and Indy. And then Darrell Wilson, a D-back.
So, Pennsauken.
One little cup of coffee in 81.
Coach Wilson.
Is that who it is? Darrell Wilson. There it is.
Coach Darrell Wilson.
We had Greg Mark on the show, right? In the summer. Did we?
Was I here?
Yeah, I think so.
I was here.
I believe so.
For the show?
I think so.
You sure it wasn't a cardboard cutout of me? Oh, wait, no. The guy wasn't totally busting your stones, so it could be a
You're
cardboard
rough on Billy
cutout.
today, man.
I'm rough on Billy every Sunday. Somebody's got to fact check the guy.
You're a little rough
What do he
today,
call him? Stanford or something like that?
Billy's gonna need a hug today.
Standish, I mean, Dick Standish, CBS 3.
This guy.
One text in here. Hi, guys. What's your take on what Howie will do with the 3 number ones? Personally, I hope he keeps him and builds the defense with him. And then 2 other random thoughts. Watch Ben Simmons' mental ailment miracle get the miracle cure now that he's gone. And the Phantoms are going to start outdrawing the Flyers if this keeps up. That's all from our guy, our loyal listener and texter, Joey D.
Joey D. Thanks, Joey
Always
D.
sends in good stuff. Thank you.
Second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, experience lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season to appeal to everyone. For more information on how to become a member, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Somers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always, always a great day at Great Bay. When you get down there, say hello to Radio Ron Ralston for us. All right. Have you heard of My Winter Watchdog? New Jersey's premier vacant home management service. You know those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time you hear of a storm coming and the daunting task of driving down to the shore, check on the house, hours of time on the road, stuck in a snowstorm? Let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter worry you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202-1869. Or send Debbie an email, Debbie@mywinterwatchdog.com. When we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room. Pete Thompson, Brad Quast, Billy Schweim, 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. I'm back on.
Conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to babbel.com today. That's BABBEL.com.
Take a break from the books and plan your spring break getaway now. Create memories to last a lifetime, starting with nonstop flights from Atlantic City International Airport to Cancun, San Juan, and Miami. Book your low-cost flight today by visiting spirit.com.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, Brad Quast. What you just got offered some money for your shirt?
I'm selling my vintage Coogee sweater. Remember the Cosby?
What is this on, like Poshmark or something?
Yeah,
or what?
Poshmark. You know, like Bill Cosby Coogee sweaters, like the really
thick,
like funky colors, like all a bajillion colors.
Is
and
that the one
stuff?
you had on yesterday?
Oh yeah. I know those.
You had that on the other day.
Yeah.
Why are you selling it?
Because
you're
not wearing it.
Girl, she's getting rid of the closet, so
Because
they were like $700 back in the day.
Crazy,
yeah.
And you got an offer.
I got an offer.
You know who loves that? It's Poshmark, right?
Poshmark.
You know who loves the Poshmark, Billy?
Who's that?
No idea.
His name is Mike Gill.
Oh, really?
There was a period of time where you thought he discovered fire. And he went from like a couple West Virginia items to like he had like this pipeline of West Virginia stuff. Every university or college has a club, right?
Right.
It's like the 1892 club or something like that, right? So like this guy would get all this stuff, and then as he'd get all the stuff because he was an alum and like the big donor, right? Then he'd like, I'm not gonna wear that anymore. He put it on Poshmark. So Gil had all this stuff, and then he'd be wearing it around. People were like, "Oh, you must donate a lot of money to West Virginia." And Gil's like, yeah, sure.
So it's a place where you can sell, buy, and sell stuff.
You take pictures of your clothing,
and then but what do you have? Do you have to actually put it in the box and ship it out?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Put it in the box and ship it out.
Absolutely.
You pay for shipping, $4 for shipping. They give you the address. The money's in escrow until they receive it. And cool, huh?
And then you got to make sure like you're actually getting.
I
what
got a
you
lot
get,
of stuff that I don't fit into anymore. Pete.
Yeah, right.
Hello. You're talking about size? Come on now. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't fit into.
So we got our $5 bet.
Yeah, $5. Now I'm betting that Ben Simmons doesn't play in that March 10th game.
And I say he will.
Okay.
All right.
The usual bet plus times 5.
All right.
Yeah.
Second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you're greeted by name. It's home to the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, experience lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season that appeal to everyone. Also, if you want to have a wedding down there, it's a great place for weddings.
Very much so.
And all kind of festivities down there. We love radio. Ron Ralston, he does a great job. For more information, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line, located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan or the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the main line, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience is not at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the main line, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi, Maserati, the main line, 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll talk to Mike Carlin. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, and Brad Quast on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball Tuesday night on 97.3 ESPN.
finding the perfect ring and having the experts at Sage help you every step of the way. Sage Jewelers, the real jeweler, on Tilton Road in Northfield and online at sagejewelers.com.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Brad Quast, 97.3 ESPN.
I can't do it the way he can.
Mike Carlin's our basketball aficionado.
Okay.
And
he's got to be stoked. I want to hear Mike Carlin bring the energy today.
Yeah,
I want to hear him like jumping out of his room because he's so excited that the beard is coming to Philly.
He's Pete Thompson's schoolmate,
huh?
Plymouth White Marsh.
I wish Mike
alumni.
Carlin blazed a trail through that school before I ever got there. Blaze being the operative word, but this is what I know. Mike Carlin was an athlete, man. I talk about athletes.
Is that right?
Like, oh, he was legit. You know, he was real. He was the real deal.
All right, let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in the man himself, our basketball guy, Mike Carlin. What's up, Mike?
I'm doing really good, but I have one question for Pete. Pete, did I tell you I was going to pay you for lunch, or was it dinner for that promo?
Just a lunch.
What it was.
I'll let you off easy. Just a lunch.
All right, good, guys.
Hey, Carlin. So last night I get home. First thing I do is turn on the Villanova game. I got to see the second half. What a game that was! Really close game, nip and tuck the whole way. The Villanova Wildcats ended up winning 73-67. But I'll tell you what, one thing I noticed about that team, they were calm, cool, and collected when the crowd, the noise at the Wells Fargo was deafening. And it was you could feel the intensity, but that team is cool.
They play. Pressure is not a big deal to this team, even though they're. I call them a young team. They have some softs and juniors. They have their guard, Mr. Guard, but nothing's shaking them up. And it's like what we talked about in the beginning of the year when they got off to that rough start playing all those tough teams, Baylor, at UCLA, at Tennessee, stuff like that. I kept saying that's going to help them at the end of the year. And now we're moving into the end of the year, and they're starting to get momentum. They're starting to feel very confident. They're playing as a team. There's no real so-called stars, loose balls. They get if you ever really watch basketball, they get every loose ball. Anytime it's close, they're getting it. I think Jay's got them right where he wants them. They'll be ready for the Big East tournament, and then we'll go into the March Madness. But I'm very happy how they're looking so far.
At 19-6, they are the best hope for going deep for a team in this area. I mean, Temple's playing a lot better, but looks like Villanova is going to advance. Hopefully, advance far. They could even. What are they? Second place in the East right now, I think.
Yeah, they're in Providence is in first.
Providence.
If everything stays the same right now, they'll probably be as high as a 3 seed, maybe a 4 seed. But a 3 seed would be great if they can stay in the East. And don't forget about Penn. Penn may slip up, may sneak up.
But they got to win. They got to win the conference championship.
Right, they'll have to win their conference, and that's not unheard of. That's what I'm just letting you know that can happen. So,
all right. Another thing we talked about with this lineup. If you look up and down, like they have such a balanced scoring attack. They have 5 starters in double figures.
Yeah. I mean, again, they're playing as a team. They got guys coming off the bench. They got local guys. They got a guy from Abington High School, me and Pete's old school.
Stomping ground.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think they're going to surprise teams. And what's great about it, Billy, like you started, nothing's going to razz them. So if they have to go on the road, they have to go to the West Coast and play whoever. Nothing's going to be like, oh, wow, I wasn't ready for this. They're going to be ready for anything that's thrown at them. And that's what's great.
And you know what else too, Brad, Pete, and Mike, this Colin Gillespie, he looks like he's like a calming force, like a true leader of that team. You can see that he directs. Every team needs that leader, and he's it. That guy. They got that star in him, and I think that helps calm the underclassmen down.
Yeah, and hey, I looked like a fool last week because remember I told you I didn't even know how long he was going to be out.
Oh, I know.
After getting hurt, they literally were carrying him off the court, and then all of a sudden it was like the very next game. Here he is starting and running like nothing ever happened. It's just, I guess the doctors today are a lot better than what they were when we played.
Colin, Willis, Colin Willis Reed Gillespie, right? Colin Lazarus Gillespie, right? I'm trying to think of anybody else that came back from the dead, right?
Yeah.
Well, he also got another year because of the COVID, right? He
Correct.
Did
Yeah.
he's like a he's a fifth year
fifth,
senior.
fifth year senior. So that's good.
All right, let's turn our attention to the Philadelphia 76ers because they were the night game. Now, unfortunately, how's your father doing before we talk about the Sixers? I know your dad had a fall. Hopefully he's doing well.
Yeah, he's doing better. He's he's in the hospital, so like I always tell people, at least he's in a place where he can get help instead of just being at home. He's in the hospital. They got the right people all around him, and I'll be seeing him later on. But
so now your son works for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Was he
Yes.
in town with the team last night?
No, he's back in Cleveland because they kept a lot of people back to get ready for the All-Star game.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things behind the scenes that are happening for the All-Star game, of course. So he wasn't here, but great win for the Sixers. I mean, the Sixers were playing against a team that, quite honestly, they could match up in the playoffs very easily with. And it was great for them to get that home win, to send a message that, hey, when we see you again, we're not afraid of playing you at all. And what was great as a basketball mind is watching Embiid do what he did against a team that really has 2 7-footers on the floor at the same time. So we didn't know how that was going to work. And Embiid acted like they were both 6'5", 6'6". I mean, 40 points,
triple-double.
rebounds, triple-double. The first time it's been done since Will Chamberlain, all the way back to 63. I mean, he sent the message that this is my team. No matter if James is now part of our team, but it's still my team. You got to go through me. And I think that was his message last night.
And how about the dunk? I mean, the dunk that's what everybody's still talking about today over Jared Allen. That's an old school posterizing dunk.
Yeah. I mean, off a foul shot. I mean, so many guys, they shoot a foul shot, and when they miss, they're already backing up. Here, he goes right after the ball, boom, and right down. I mean, and if you notice, the next minute and a half, every time the ball was always in his hands. Like the team could feel like he was on a mission in that minute and a half.
And you know what else I'm noticing about his play? He's seeing the court real well too. Not only is he scoring, like he's got a triple double with assists. I mean, double figures assists. He's spreading the ball around.
Yeah, he's having a great year.
He's an MVP, and the best part about it is that he knows he's the MVP.
Yeah.
When they took him out of the game, he was standing off to the sidelines, and the place was just chanting MVP. And if you just saw him with his head, he was just like, "Yep, like you're right. I am."
So
the MVP.
the James Harden trade, we talked to Brad about it. Brad and I talked about it. I want to get Pete's and your take on it. Pete, James Harden. I mean, it's obviously.
There's nothing
Joel
bad about
Embiid
it.
is an MVP this year. You need
right.
They're going for it. I like to see that they're going for it.
MVP, and now you're adding one of the 75th anniversary best players of all time. Right. I mean, I know he's not the same, but you're talking triple double. James Harden is basically in a down year,
and he's got like
sniffing a triple double every night.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
and he's got 9 of them.
The one thing, and we talked about this with Brad earlier in the show: pro athletes and ego. Right, that's the only thing that gives me pause. But I think there's going to be a honeymoon stage to begin with, like there always is. I'm so in love with you. This is so great. We're having such a great time. Even and I thought of this morning. Even Shaq and Kobe had their falling out because there's only one basketball, right? But my God, what could take place between now? I think it's 26 games they get together or something like that. And I don't know about you, Mike Carlin, but I keep seeing them nightly update this streak of how often Embiid has had 25 points or more. And he's surrounded, like all the other streaks were like Allen Iverson. This guy's 7 foot tall, and he's putting up 25 plus a night, and just he's clearly having an MVP year.
Yeah, AI's got the record for, I think, 26 straight games, and he's at like 23 right now. So he's really close. But you're right. He's a 7-footer doing it night in, night out. We're not talking about his health no more. We're not talking about he needs rest and all that. I mean,
load management.
Yeah, I mean, none of that talk. But getting back to James, we knew we were getting rid of Ben Simmons. And we were all to a point where we didn't care what we got for him. We just wanted to get rid of him.
Right.
Guys, it couldn't have been any better for the Sixers. I mean, I don't know who else better you were going to get than James Harden, like Pete just said. he brings the only downfall that Joe will have to get ready for it and the team. He wants the ball in his hands at all times. He's number one in the NBA with the ball in his hands. No other. Think of all the point guards that are out there. He's number one on top of that. He likes the ball, and that's fine.
And I think
if
he's
he can
gonna
get the ball to Joe and Luke. He's got to get the ball to him.
I think he's going to elevate everybody else too. I think, Matisse Thybulle, Maxey.
No, Maxey was
all these
great
guys-
last night.
yeah.
Maxey was 16 points. I mean, the emergence, and they didn't have to give up either of those guys. They didn't give
Harris
up Maxey,
play-
and they
Harris
didn't
did
give
play
up.
well.
Guys,
No, Harris was okay
doing
last
all right.
night. In fact, Doc Rivers after the game. See, I watched the post game too, Billy. I
Yeah,
don't just watch the game. I watch the post game, and I trust Doc Rivers to be smarter than me about basketball. And he said that Tobias Harris was the unsung hero. Why? Because they put Tobias volunteered to go shut down a hot player from Cleveland and said, "I'll take him. I'll take him."
And moving forward, guys, you know who's really going to be the star of this team? Mark my words. I hope I'm right. I think Harris is going to be the key down the road because he was always at his best when he was really the third wheel. Even though he's getting paid like he's the first wheel, he's really maybe a number two, but he's really a number three on the team. Now that you have Embiid and Harden, he's going to get a lot of open shots like he got when we had Simmons here dishing off. And if he can hit that jumper like he can, and we know he can, you watch, he's going to be a star. He should be sitting at home saying, this is going to be so much better for me.
All right, Carlin, can the Sixers go? Can the Sixers beat the Bucks in a 7-game series now?
Yeah, I think they can.
Okay.
I think they can.
No.
Yeah,
How about you, Pete?
I mean, I'm hoping they can, but it's not.
We hope. But
Can I watch them play a game together first? I gotta answer now.
Well, I mean, that's like everybody's like going right to that. you know?
because you want who's in your conference.
Right, I
Who
think
can
they
it be?
can.
Guys,
gotta play the games, right?
Yeah, you got to play the game.
Guys, you have to see how it's going to open up with the brackets. What if the Nets play Milwaukee before we do it, and the Nets knock them out? And which can happen, guys. I know we're not talking about the Nets, but let me tell you, the Nets are really good. We think this is really good for us. When you flip, this was a New York station, and listen to them, they're really happy with this trade. And when you really dissect it, they got shooters.
Yeah,
now
but you know what? How about this?
everywhere?
So Ben Simmons goes to the Brooklyn Nets. How many the Sixers see him? What 6 times a year now?
Mm-hmm.
If they meet the playoffs, it's going to be NBA gold.
Mike Carlin, just tell me real quick who made the better bet. Billy thinks that Ben will play on March 10th. I say there's no way he's playing on March 10th.
$5 on it.
We
Mike.
got 5 hours riding on it.
It all depends on one player. You ready? Kevin Durant. If Durant is playing, then he'll play. If Durant doesn't come back between now and March 10th, he's not coming back either. He's not stepping on the court, being the only star on the court, especially on away games when Kyrie's not playing.
Right,
So
right.
if Durant's
Home
playing,
games.
he'll play. Or he'll come back March 11th. So if I
All
really
right.
had a bet, I'd say no, he's not playing.
Carlin, stick with us. Stay with us through the break because when we come back, we're going to get our Super Bowl picks.
All right.
Oh, sounds
All right?
good.
Excited.
All
All right. So the second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, or experience lively atmosphere in the pub. For more information on how to become a member or book a wedding, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. For you wear their private business network they call the Legacy Club. Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll get our picks for Super Bowl 56. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, Brad Quast, Mike Carlin, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Today, the Los Angeles Rams and Cincinnati Bengals square off in
In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel, language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Love this song.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Brad Quast, Pete Thompson, Mike Carlin. We're going to get our picks for Super Bowl 56. We're going to start with Mike, then we're going to go to Brad, Pete, and then yours truly will pull up the rear. All right, Mike Carlin, what do you say today?
Oh, man. You would do that to me, Billy. I hadn't closed the police yet. I'm doing this. I'm closing one source and I'm opening up the other. And then damn Stuart Copeland's going crazy.
Yeah,
all right. Sorry, Carlin. Go ahead.
All right, Mike.
It's time of that year, Super Bowl. I'm looking forward to the game. I'm going to go with what I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. I think the Rams are for real. I think Cincinnati is semi for real. And what I mean by that, I think they're a great team. I think they're going to be very excited just to be there, but I can't see them pulling this off. I think there's just too many stars on the other side of the ball. I'm looking at the Rams 34-24.
Right.
Over.
So that goes over.
His Ram number matches my Ram number.
All right, Quast.
Okay.
He goes over 34-24.
Yeah,
So
I just think
that's
that
58.
The stage is going to be too big. The Rams chips are all in for this year. Rams 31-17 over the Bengals.
31-17.
Yes.
So that's right on the number. It's because it's 48.5, right?
Yeah, 48.5. So you'd lose.
So you
it would be
lose.
the under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to go under.
I can't. I know nothing. I know nothing.
For amusement only.
Yeah, amusement only. But
all right, PT, give us your pick and your explanation on why you're going that way.
All right, my heart goes Bengals, man. There's so many stories about the Bengals that I like. I love Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase won me a fantasy league championship. I love the fact that Clark Harris, go Clark, man, number 46. He's the long snapper for the Bengals, and he's from Southern Regional High School. He's from Manahawkin. The Rita's Water Ice has his name up on the billboard up there because ain't nobody buying Rita's right now, right? So maybe yesterday. But anyhow, they're all rooting him on. I just think Clark Harris is the best, and I love stories like that. I mean, if you like Rocky, you should be rooting for the Bengals. So my heart is rooting for the Bengals.
But
that said, there's the
but your head.
But my head says that the Rams went out and got every conceivable piece they could to make this happen, and I just don't see them losing the football game. And I mentioned earlier, we talked about Money Mac, Evan McPherson, and his big kicks. I think, and I love the kickers, I think this is one of these epic games that comes down to a Matt Gay field goal, and the Rams win it 34-31. No defense, not a lot of defense. I think that it's 34-31 Rams.
Wow. All right. Okay. So I like the Rams too. I think the Rams are a good team, and I think they went all in, like Pete said. And they're playing at home, technically in a home game. But I think Cinderella's story is not complete yet. I'm going to take the Bengals, and I'm going to take them in a close game. I think McPherson wins it in a last.
So Joe Burrow will be smoking a cigar.
So you'll see Joe Burrow smoking a cigar today. And I have the Bengals, all right, winning this game 33-30.
33-30.
On a last minute, on a last.
All
right. On a kick
now, as a public service, I showed some, because I teach a media class, I showed some of my kids all the Super Bowl commercials that have been released already or previewed. The Doritos one, or it's Doritos / Flaming Hot Cheetos. That was the funniest one that I saw so far. There is one with Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost. You know, they're married to each other.
Right.
And the whole premise is,
I didn't like that.
What if Alexa could read your thoughts?
Right.
But it just didn't. It didn't really have the payoff for me.
And
so
we were talking about this in the beginning of the
Budweiser,
show.
of course, is always a big one. There's no Coke this year.
No Coke
at all. They're not advertising this year.
Well, that's because they're all tied up with China and this.
God, don't
with the Olympics, right?
Play nice over there. Oh, okay.
Negative.
I know. As soon as you say that, I get a little worried.
That's where all their money.
Shut off his mic.
We're
on a delay.
Say anything. You said they're investing their money in the maybe the Olympics.
Billy's famous excuse. I don't know why all my advertisers lost. I didn't say anything. You know, right?
So I'm looking forward to it. So you're going to go to a party, Q?
I'm going to a Super Bowl party.
Q, Mike Carlin, what are you doing?
I'm probably going to just relax at home. I'm probably going to head back up to Pennsylvania.
PT, you got the
Yeah, and we're thinking of your dad too, Mike. You said you were going to go visit him for sure. Yep. Hey, I'm going to be watching at home, and I'm looking forward to some home cooked sausages. I made fun of my girlfriend earlier for her football knowledge, but I'm telling you, nobody makes sausages in the crock pot better than my girl. So thank you, Susan. We're looking forward to indulging in those.
I'm laying low. I'm going to lay low today. I got the Doopy Doo coming over. She'll be with me tonight. So she's got school tomorrow. So we'll just watch the game.
Okay. We'll text each other.
I like to watch the game, hear the commentary.
Now, which one of you guys wants me to call him at 5 a.m. when I get up for school in the morning?
None of us.
Not me.
Not me.
Nobody.
That's a big NO.
Keep that to yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, enjoy Super Bowl 56. Coverage begins at 5 p.m.
Thanks, Carlin. Talk to you, buddy.
Thanks, Mike Carlin.
guys.
We
Take
really
care,
appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweim. I want to thank Brad Quast, Pete Thompson, Isaac Redman, Mike Carlin. I'll see you next week right here in the locker with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Matt.